No, but what I do know is this, that I'm old enough to remember back in the 1970s when there were a bunch of left-wing scientists and politicians who said there was global cooling. And the solution, they said, was massive government control of the economy in every aspect of our lives. Then the evidence didn't, let me finish this point, then the evidence didn't back it up. Suddenly the theory transmogrified from global cooling into global warming. Exact same people, and by the way, their solution was identical. They want control over your lives. When the evidence didn't back that up, did you notice that the theory changed a third time, Andrew? Now it's not global warming. That's not the chic way to put it. It's climate change.
What would you do about emissions controls in the automotive world and the energy world?
Let me finish starting with the data. Climate change is the perfect pseudo-scientific theory for a power-hungry politician because it can never be disproven. You remember back in junior high, the scientific method?
Not falsifiable, which is not a scientific theory.
It's not. Climate change, whether it gets hotter or colder, whether it gets warmer, or whether it gets wetter or drier, the climate's always changing, and the solution is identical to their solution to cooling and warming. It's massive government control over the economy, and this isn't theoretical.
I'm not going to try to even debate the merits of this issue with you. I'm going to ask you, as a function of the way you must think about this, what do you do about emissions controls and the way the EPA approaches these issues?
There is a perfectly legitimate and important role for the EPA and government to keep the air and water clean. Every one of us breathes, every one of us drinks. We want our kids to be able to breathe and drink. That's what we should be doing with the environment. But I'll tell you, carbon dioxide is not a pollutant. Every one of us is emitting carbon dioxide right now. When we breathe out, we emit carbon dioxide. By the way, carbon dioxide is plant food. I would encourage people. I chaired a whole hearing. I chair the subcommittee on science and space in the Senate Commerce Committee. A Princeton PhD professor explained there have been periods in the world history with much higher carbon dioxide
during an ice age.
And it produced incredible green and plant growth, and it was incredibly beneficial. And yet the left doesn't actually engage in facts.
Senator, we had the SodaStream CEO sitting right where you are. They carbonate beverages. So I said, basically, you're polluting deliberately the beverages that you sell. His face dropped. He had no idea how to answer that. And all I was doing was making a point that has been labeled a pollutant, one of the most ubiquitous gases on the clear, odorless, although you see the smokestacks with black soot coming out.
And Joe, the reason this matters so much is because the effect of these massive regulations, they're being pushed by Obama and Hillary Clinton, are to drive up the cost of living. If you're a single mom right now, it means your electricity bill's going up. It means your gas bill's going up. It means the cost of living is going up dramatically, and you can't afford it. I think, should we keep the air and water clean? Absolutely, but we shouldn't be driving up costs on people who are struggling, who've been hurt so badly under the Obama-Clinton